Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel EduVibe. In today's lesson, we are doing the next topic of the unit C of grade 11 chemistry, preparation of the standard solutions. So, the standard solution is very important thing. You also did the lab too in your school, but this topic is also very important in the calculation point of view too. So, how to make the standard solution? Standard solution is a solution of an accurately known concentration. The concentration, the solution of the some accurately known concentration, where the concentration is known and we have found the accurate solution of that. So what the following steps to preparing that? So calculate the mass of the solid, whatever the solid you have to calculate the mass for this with a particular volume, the solution the with a particular concentration. Then you have to measure the mass of the solute, whatever your solute is doing on the electron imbalance. Place the solute in a beaker and dissolve approximately the half of the final solution volume of the deionized water. Very important, you have to use the deionized water to prepare that. Use distilled water. Then you use the funnel, this type of funnel, to transfer that whole solution to the volumetric flask and to the desired volume of the solution. This line, up to this line, you have to fill the water after that. Then you rinse the beaker and stir in the raw 3 times deionized water and transfer this water to the flask and ensure that all fluid has been transferred and rinse the funnel. Then deionized water can be to a calibration line. This is called the calibration line. This thing, you have to fill this flask up to that point and add it the drop wise when the solution is close to the line, and invert the flask several times 2 minutes. Then you will, in the beaker you will get your standard solution. Easy. Then you also did some calculation question in your lab, so that type of calculation question you have. How can you find this? So you have to find the mass, that was the mass of sodium hydroxide required to make a 500 ml of a 10.0 moles per liter cleaning solution. So you have a sodium, we have to find the mass for the sodium hydroxide, so which is NaOH. The molar mass for this is something about 40 grams per mole. Yeah, it's 40. And for 500 ml you have 0.5 liters, and this is the concentration given. You have to find the mass. So firstly, for mass is equal to N times the molar mass. You don't have N. You can find the N from here, which is T times V. So it's 10.0 and 0.5. You will get 5 mole. So the 5 mole multiplied by the 40 gram per mole. So you get 200 grams. So that's the easy thing. You get a simple solution, but you don't that type of solution. We're just doing because of we doing the like a lab kind of thing in this today. So that's all. And now how to standardize by the dilution. So this is very important. So dilution is the process of adding water to decrease the concentration of the solution. Now this process is doing because of to decrease the concentration of solution. So we use this type of thing in your lab. It's called a pipette. This thing is one of the pipette. And this is very important to use that in your lab. And use a voluntary pipette to measure the required volume of the stock solution. Transfer the volume of stock solution in a volumetric flask and calibration line to find the final volume of the electrolyte solution. Now with the pipette you can get some solution up to this line again, this line, and after that you have to transfer this into the another flask, and again you have to do the add the ice water till the calibration line and add drop by drop, add it close to the line. Then invert the flask, and at another flask when we do the pipette thing you get your standard solution with the dilution, which will decrease the concentration of the volume because we add more water in this. Done. So that pipette thing works, and that all the 2 steps of the lab can work. But here we have something initially, something we have then finally, and the volume of concentration is different in both cases. That's why doing this formula with the standard solution by dilution is the Vi times Ci is equal to the Vf times Cf. So Vi is initial volume, Ci is initial concentration, Vf is in final volume, and the Cf is the final concentration. Note that any units can be used for concentration volume as long as they are consistent. Make sure your units should be same. Done. So the volume, the volume should always be in liters, and your concentration always should be in moles per liter for this type of questions when you're doing something. Done. So let's do some questions related to that topic, and you get the questions related to that topic. So water is added to the 0.200 liter of 2.40 moles per liter NH3 aqueous cleaning solution until the final volume is 1.000 liters. Find the molar concentration of the final diluted solution. So something we have initially. So this thing is Vi initially we have, and this in concentration initially we have, and they mentioned that the final volume is this. So we have Vf2. We have to find the concentration at their final. So formula we know is Vi Ci is equal to Vf and Cf. So Vi Ci upon Vf is equal to the Cf. So 0.200 liters, Ci is 2.40 moles per liters, and your Vf is 1.000 liters, which is equal to the Cf. Then after that, the Cf is equal to the 0.480 moles per liter. Easy thing. Just know this formula and just know that how can what the hints they're given in the question. Then after that, it's just a calculation thing. Then we have another question. A student is instructed to dilute some concentrated HCl aqueous, which is 36% V into V, which is volume into volume, to make 4.00 liter of 10% volume by volume solution. The volume of hydrochloric acid solution should be student initially measured. So initially what they measure, so we have to find the Vi. But we are given after dilution we have something. So this is Vi. No, this is Ci. This can be made. So this is Ci to make this and this. So this is your Vf and this is your Cf. As soon as your volume by volume and volume by volume we use this thing because they cut initially after that. So Vi Ci is equal to Vf Cf. We have to find the Vi. So Vf Cf upon Ci. So Vi, okay. So Vf is 4.00 liters. Cf is 10% volume by volume, and the Ci is 36% V by V. So that all thing cancel out, percent V by V and percent V by V cancel out. You're just doing the calculation and you get Vi of about 1.1 liters. Sometimes this may be like different, so you have to convert one of them. So this is going to be the another topic of this lesson. So that's all you have to do, and the questions are very easy related to this topic. And yeah, this was the end of this topic. So in the next topic we start doing with the acids and bases, and the first topic is the introduction to that, and we do some how the acids and bases naming can be occurred. That all thing we discuss in the next lesson. That's all for this lesson. Let me see where EduVibe learns but not harder. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. See you in the next lesson. Till listening with EduVibe.